Hey, welcome to your reading. I hope you're doing good. Feels like it's been a minute since I've done one of these readings, but I hope you're good. Thank you for joining me. So today's reading is the person on your mind. What are they saying about you? And we also have some messages as well towards the end of the reading. Okay. So yeah, the person on your mind. What do they say about you? Okay, and we have four groups for you to choose from. We have group one, the rose quartz. Group two, the clear quartz. Group three, the rainbow moonstone. And group four, the amethyst. Okay, one, two, and three, and four. So if you do want to take a moment so you can take some time to choose your group, go ahead. I will see you in your readings. Hey, welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the first group, the rose quartz, then this reading is for you, the person on your mind. What do they say about you? And any messages that we have from them towards the end, okay? All right, so what do they say about you? We have the devil in reverse, and we also have the six of swords, okay? I mean, both of these cards are quite similar in terms of healing. So it does feel like they share with people how much you've changed, how much you've healed. They talk about how much of a good person you are and have been or were to them. With both of these cards as well, like they may have said that you've moved on from them or moved on from a conflict or being at odds with them. If there was like any beef between you two, especially, even if it was like kind of like a silent one, they kind of say that you are over it, or it seems like you're over it. Yeah, they definitely mention that you seem more detached in general. You seem more detached from maybe some commitments that you may have had, maybe commitments in general, maybe relationships, maybe when it comes to them specifically. For some of you, though, they say that you're kind of detached from being perfect or trying to trying to like reach a high level of quality, whether that be in your connections with people or something specific, like whether it's your goals or your work or your responsibilities. They definitely kind of tell people that you're like chilling out now, like you're more chilled out for sure. They definitely, sorry, they definitely say that you're less concerned with looks, and this may not be like looks. For some of you it could be something you know like deeper, like this could be less concerned in other ways as well. But for some of you, if it is about looks, they may say, for some of you, maybe you've never really been concerned about your appearance, but you still look good and put together. But yeah, they share with people that they are giving you your freedom. But for a lot of you, it could be the opposite actually. And they tell people that you are giving them space. Like, for example, if you used to be clingy, they say that you're less so. Like, they definitely say you're more detached now, maybe more independent than you were previously. And clingy may be the wrong word, like it could be codependent, like I'm calling you all the time, or again, it doesn't necessarily have to be in like I don't know how to say it, like it doesn't have to be in like a suffocating way, but this is what just someone that you called and relied on or whatever it may be. But anyways, but yeah, they say that you're quite strong for how you're moving forward in life. they mention that there is nothing stopping you from moving forward as well. Like, say, for example, there were things stopping you in the past, like with that devil, maybe in the past it was in the upright position, and there were certain challenges, whether it be personal or external, that was kind of stopping you from moving forward or kind of being in this stagnant energy, but they kind of see that you're not in that energy anymore and you're moving forward regardless. They do actually mention to someone that your life seems easy in their perspective. There is someone that they share how attractive you are to them. They say that you're quite peaceful as well, or you're more in a more peaceful energy. They also mention that you are quite independent, but when it comes to your independence, it feels like this is not necessarily something that they would shout from the rooftops. This is definitely not something they intentionally don't say this a lot or at all, actually. They also tell people that there's someone that is no longer attached to you. This could be someone that had a crush on you. They could say that as you try to hide your sexuality or how attractive you are, or that you're just not very like obvious about it when you could be like obvious about it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, they mention how sweet and gentle you are. They tell people or a specific person that it doesn't seem like you are codependent either anymore. This could be in general. They say you're ambitious or following a particular ambition that you have. Yeah, they also mention that you are feeling quite subdued about them, or like with them, like when you're around them, you're quite subdued. So we have purse, wallet, follow your true wealth. So for a lot of you here, they do say that you're quite wealthy or you're just in a really good place right now, maybe financially, where they kind of feel that you aren't really dealing with financial stress or things like that. Like they could feel like you are in your bag at the moment, that saying, like they could feel like you are like just on a good path for yourself. But definitely in terms of your finances, like they feel like you definitely got your finances straight. We also have fire, take responsibility for your power. Yeah, especially with that devil in reverse, like in the upright, it's like a sense of being out of control or maybe being controlled. But with this fire card, it feels like either, yes, you're taking responsibility for your power, for how you move forward, for your own energy and, the things that you allow in your life, blah, 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 But with that devil being in reverse, it feels like you are either taking that power away from someone else, or you're kind of just being more self-reliant and having more taking like accountability or ownership over your power, whether that be in terms of self-control or allowing other people to be possessive over you. And yeah, that's what they say about you. Like if any of you are like prone to being aggressive, doesn't have to be in like a violent way or anything, but if you are quite aggressive or used to be quite aggressive, then that's definitely what they mention. But they mention that even though that fire could still be there, like that boldness, maybe it's more gentle now, it's more softer, and that's what they say about you, at least from their perspective. But they feel like that aggressiveness is just not there from you anymore, like in a good way. Like they kind of just feel like you're more peaceful or at peace with yourself, or at peace with maybe a situation between the two of you. Okay, so we have spiritual or religious community. Join with like-minded people for friendship and increase spiritual growth. So they also mention that it's important for you to find a community. For some of you, maybe if you don't have this already, especially, they feel like it's important to you. But not only that, they feel like you're on your way to finding that community. Maybe for some of you, you already have, and that's what they mention. So they also mention that you are on a spiritual path right now, or that you are trying to follow like a set of beliefs. This could be in terms of you moving forward. This could be in terms of you kind of reclaiming your power in some ways as well. So we also have drunk with love. Let love lift you to freedom. So they definitely mention that you are finding freedom, or that you have freed yourself in some way. Nice. And we also have own your divine power. So like similar with the messages that's come out already. It says below it as well, like replace codependent people pleasing with assertiveness and empowerment. And that's what they say about, did they say that about you? Yeah, that's what they say about you. Maybe not in those words, but they definitely say that you are owning your power. You're more independent, maybe less what's that word I'm looking for? Like less of trying to please other people, and more so focused on pleasing yourself now. Like maybe you've always been assertive, but it feels like the way you're assertive now, it feels like it's more calmer. It's like more empowered, like not feeling the need to be loud about it because you are just it, if that makes sense. But anyways, do you have more from this card? So now these are the messages that we have from the person you're asking about. Okay, so we have my mind is elsewhere. So yeah, they definitely feel like they should stop focusing on you. Maybe stop thinking about you so much. With the Five of Cups and Five of Swords coming out to clarify it, maybe they're not in a good mental headspace. Maybe they're feeling quite emotional when it comes to you. Maybe with these two cards, they definitely maybe view you as over the conflict, and moving forward in a better state of mind and in your heart as well. But they may still be feeling that energy, that Five of Cups and Five of Swords energy, and they definitely feel or have realized that they need to kind of put their focus elsewhere to kind of get out of that energy. They feel like if they're patient, Seven of Pentacles, Two of Cups, that maybe there could be like a reunion or a chance to kind of reconnect with you at some point in the future. But for right now, they kind of definitely feel like they need to work on themselves. So we have hell yes. It feels like they should have listened to you. With this Page of Cups, Page of Wands, I don't know, maybe some of you could have told them something and they kind of realize now, are they taking, they could even be taking it on board now. So we also have, I plan to make your whole body smile. So it feels like what they want you to know is that they actually miss making you happy. Like maybe they miss seeing you smile. Like they miss seeing you react to them in like a positive way, like through your body language, like whether this is hugs, holding hands, smiling at them and kind of just maybe sitting next to them, even like being close to them physically. They kind of miss how you reacted to them in positive ways. We also have I know. So this feels like something that they want you to know, clarified by the sun. It feels like they want you to know that they do actually feel optimistic about you. Even if this is not something that they can, completely feel and act on right now, they do feel like in the near future or the future at some point, um, that optimism will maybe be returned, in your connection with them. So this message is referring to either they want to be sexual with you or they miss it, depending on where you've, kind of been with this person or who you're even asking about. Because with this, I plan to make your whole body smile. Like the message that came out with that, it wasn't even like sexual in nature, like especially if you weren't asking about that type of connection. So we also have breaking cycles. So yeah, it feels like they do want you to know that they're kind of trying to work on breaking certain cycles that they need to work on. Okay, so we also have Are You Ashamed of Me? Okay, so for some of you here, it does feel like they think you are ashamed of them or maybe even disappointed. We also have Don't Judge Me. That they feel like you could be judging them right now, like, again, disappointed, shame. But they hope that over time, those feelings that you may have, especially you know, the not the bad, the negative maybe feelings that you have towards them can like heal over time, can be replaced by different feelings over time. So we have blah blah blah. So yeah, they definitely have this feeling of less talk, more action. So, whether this is talking to other people about it or, kind of like if you guys have been talking about the same thing over and over again without any resolve, they definitely feel like there needs to be more action and just, less talking about it. This could even be referring to themselves. And finally, we have it looks like I'm paying attention, but really I'm mapping out your nakedness in my mind. So for some of you, yeah, that could be how they feel. Maybe it does. I don't know. It doesn't really feel like distraction or anything, but yeah, sometimes maybe they do imagine what you look like, without clothes on. But yeah. Anyways, that is all I have though. For those of you who chose this group, I do hope it could resonate, maybe make sense, be helpful. But I'm wishing you all the best. All right, take care. Hello, if you've chosen the second group, the clear quartz geo, then this reading is for you. So first, we're gonna look at what have they been saying about you, what do they say about you, and then we'll look at some messages, whatever comes through with these cards over here, right? So starting off with your tarot cards, we have the Tower in reverse, and we also have the Two of Pentacles upright. Okay. Okay, so just a quick message, and this may not be for everyone, but for some of you here, maybe for a specific person, they definitely tell people that either they're avoiding you or you are avoiding them. Maybe you're both avoiding each other. This could be like avoiding something more specific, like being honest or a decision or feelings and maybe chemistry for some of you. But yeah, they tell people that there is something that you guys are avoiding for sure. But anyways, so for this group, it does feel like they say that they are afraid of making changes between the both of you. It feels like, they mention that they are questioning the choices that they've made about you so far, maybe even how they perceived you in the past, and like that kind of realized that, okay, maybe I perceived this person incorrectly. Maybe I approached you in a certain way because of how I perceived you in the past, but now I'm realizing, okay, that maybe I made a mistake. So, how am I gonna change the dynamic between us moving forward? And that could be one of the fears that they have in terms of changing your, connection or relationship, whatever it is going on between you both. But anyways, yeah, it doesn't feel like, it feels like they try to not talk about you too much. So some of the messages that might come out could be more thoughts, but I will try to discern which is which, or I'll try to focus on more of what they say, even if they may not talk about you much, or they could just talk about you to like someone specific. But it does feel like they do mention to someone they are close to that things between you both can't move to the next level or become serious. Like you can't, like you both can't like live together, or I don't know, just move forward in like a significant way. They mentioned that they are going through a lot with you, but also in their personal lives. And this could be going through a lot with you, there's some sort of tension between you both, maybe sexual. I don't know why that keeps coming out, but it does feel like there's like some sort of blocked chemistry or blocked sexual energy between the two of you. But again, if you're not asking about that kind of connection, then disregard. But if you are, then there's definitely some tension there for sure. But anyways, well, what was I even talking about? Yeah, so this could be like literal, tension between the two of you that maybe you're aware of, they're aware of, it's a thing. But for some of you, this is just, it could be that just them like working through difficult feelings that they have about you. You may not even be aware of this. So yeah, they do mention that they are going through a lot with you and in their personal lives. Yeah, but it feels like they are trying to work through difficult emotions about you. And because of that, they don't really know how to move forward with you, although they want to and plan to, but it just feels like a hurdle, a challenge. They say that there are things stopping you both from being with each other, moving forward in a significant way. And that things are just a bit too difficult, but they're going to move forward with you regardless, even though it may take some time or patience. With this tower in reverse, it's kind of like when it's in the upright, all right, letting it fall, letting it crumble. But with it in reverse, it feels like, okay, I'm going to be stubborn even though things are difficult. I'm going to keep holding on. I'm going to keep trying, even though if I have to be like really patient. But they do say that it seems like you want balance right now, or that's something that you always want and that you're always trying to maintain in your life. Let me see something. You know, and because of that, they do feel like maybe, you know, maybe your need for balance, maybe your need for security and stability, they could feel like it maybe gets in the way between you both, or that's like another challenge, you know, whether it's a perceived challenge or like a genuine challenge between you two. One moment. So for a lot of you here, they also kind of mentioned that you are busy a lot of the time. They could feel like it's hard to get your attention, hard to get a hold of you, or find a way to talk to you or approach you. They definitely share that. They could think this actually as opposed to sharing it, but they definitely feel or know that stability is really important for you. Maybe it's really important for you to maintain that in your life, but maybe also someone else's life, someone that you maybe care for. They also mentioned that you would have to juggle them with how much, you know, you have going on. And they do tell them that it is difficult making a decision about you, but they say like you seem super chill, that you're a good planner as well. And they actually tell them that it feels like, you know, in their perspective, that you both would work well together. For some of you, maybe you already do work well together in some capacity, but they may also say that you seem quite energetic, like with how busy you are and how much you have going on. It's like this person has like a ton of energy, you know? Okay, so we have family, explore your sacred root system. So yeah, like for some of you, they say that family is really important to you. Again, like maybe this is where a portion of your energy is directed, and maybe focused on. But yeah, they could say that either you're a good daughter, son, you're a good mom, dad, aunt, uncle, like whatever it is. There's some portion of like your family or your family as a whole that's really important to you, and they definitely, and this could be the balance that you're trying to maintain as well. And they realize that. So you also have parties, celebrate yourself. So it feels like they want to be able to celebrate with you, especially if they are aware of an upcoming celebration. Um, I mean, this could be like maybe, I don't know, maybe not like an obvious celebration, but like maybe like planned celebrations like public holidays and stuff like that. So they could want to celebrate with you, um, like in regard to that. But for some of you, it could be like maybe birthday. Even if they're not aware of when your birthday is, it's like, okay, when it is this person's birthday, I want to be able to celebrate with them. It feels like they also want you to celebrate yourself more. Do you have more from this? Do you have more from the party card? Okay. All right. So we also have sex, kiss, hug. Right. So it definitely feels like they mainly think this as opposed to kind of like saying it out loud, but they are extremely attracted to you. Page of Cups, Eight of Wands, Page of Wands. Like they are definitely very attracted to you. Like there's this cute energy they get from you as well. Like they kind of find you really adorable. They have a lot of desire for you for sure. We also have surrender with joy, achieve greatness through surrender. So it definitely feels like they have a lot of fantasies about you as well. Let me just throw that out there. All right, so yeah, they do feel like Ace of Cups, Ten of Swords. They do feel like they hope that there will be this moment of surrender between you both, where things just kind of get easier, like more clarity, more defined, you know, a fresh start, even with that Ace of Cups and Ten of Swords, like kind of put an ending to like what has been or our relationship and connection so far. And you know, like let's put down everything that we're carrying, even though that may not be realistic, but that's something they think about, you know, putting down things that we're carrying, surrendering what we have going on, and kind of just maybe enjoying time with each other. But they may even realize that they need to be really patient in order for that to happen between you both. We also have passion and purpose. So they feel like there's a lot of chemistry between you both. I don't know, but with this Eight of Swords, maybe you guys aren't able to entertain it right now. But it does feel like they're quite excited about you though. Two of Cups, Knight of Swords. It definitely feels like they want to be more impulsive, but at the same time they want to respect you and like what you have going on. We also have Bless Your Heart. Let me see. I don't know what else to say with this card. It just feels like they think you're a sweetie pie, really. You know, they feel like there's something about you that's just extremely adorable, you know? Alright, so now some messages from them or feelings, thoughts, you know, whatever comes out, and I'll try to figure it out for us, right? So, anyways, we have you are stronger than you give yourself credit for. So they definitely think you're strong. I don't know, like maybe you kind of give yourself credit for this though. It doesn't feel like you're kind of shy about how strong you are. It feels like it's, you know, this doesn't have to be something you kind of vocalize. This could be just how you move. Like, okay, there's challenges. Okay, I'm busy. Okay, you know, I have to be strong, so I'm just gonna kind of like get on with it. So it could be in that kind of way. But yeah, they do feel like you are incredibly strong. But they definitely feel like you either give yourself the credit that you deserve. Again, like it doesn't have to be in obvious ways, but maybe they kind of just know that you know that you are strong, you know? And this could be, for some of you, this could be like physically, especially if you like maybe, yeah, this could be physically. You don't even have to work out or anything. Maybe some of you do, but I don't know. It doesn't really feel like that. But also emotionally, for sure. So we have you are so damn magical. Yeah. So they do feel like you are so adorable. Like they feel like, let me see. They feel like you're incredibly unique as well. I want to say like a unicorn, like so beautiful. Uh, yeah, so beautiful, so cute. So we also have I'm depressed, shadow work. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so for some of you, they do feel quite depressed. I feel like that message came out earlier, like where, okay, yeah, they're feeling the struggles between you both, but there's also stuff going on in their personal life, and maybe that is getting them down. Maybe it is making them a little bit depressed as well. They could feel like it puts them in a bit of a dark energy. They don't actually really feel like this will create an issue between you both, though. So we also have, is it worth it? All right, this feels like something specific. It doesn't, I don't know. Let me see. Is what worth it? And this does feel like something they say to someone as well. So is it worth it, the moon reverse? Is it worth it being honest with you? Being honest with you about what? Okay, this may be different for everyone, but let me just see. Okay, only take this one if it resonates, but for some of you, this is referring to living with you. But this seems really specific, so only take that if it makes sense. So yeah, they could be wondering if it's worth it being honest about wanting to live with you. They could be wondering if it's like maybe realistic. I don't know if it's like where you both are at, you know, but yeah, they could be wondering that. Let me see. I'm gonna pull another card as well. Is it worth it? They could also be worried about giving up their independence. Actually, independence, is that the right word? It could be freedom, actually, as opposed to independence. And it doesn't feel like giving up their freedom to like be with you or anything like that. It could be referring to being in a relationship in general. Okay, so where should I put this? I'll put this here. So we also have you deserve better. Actually, let me put this up here. So they may think that you think you deserve better than them. They could also feel like that as well from time to time. This doesn't, again, like this doesn't really feel like something that will like stop them or anything like that. We also have I'm so used to flying solo. This feels like, I don't know, again, like this doesn't really feel like independence. It doesn't really feel like flying solo, but it's almost like maybe having anonymity over their decisions, you know, not having to kind of base their decisions and their choices surrounding someone else. So maybe that's something that they're used to. Do you have more from this? Yeah, maybe they're kind of used to like doing what they want without, you know, necessarily having to, you know, kind of consider someone else or someone else's position. Yeah, with not having to concern themselves with other people's feelings and, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, if they were with you, if they were to move forward with you, they do feel like that's definitely something they would have to change and be more open to. So we also have just lay with me, please. So this feels like something they imagine, like they imagine you guys just laying there, like without even like the sexual feelings, you know, even though they're there for a lot of you. This definitely feels like, okay, like just like chilling and just laying there with them. Like that's definitely something they imagine. So we also have you're the yin to my yang. So they definitely see you as like, I don't know, innocent, like cute, really beautiful, but they see themselves as maybe like kind of, I don't know, like kind of dark or, but they kind of see you both as maybe slightly opposite in certain ways. Let me see. And you know, even though you guys have maybe differences, maybe even major differences, they feel like it could kind of work, you know, like yeah, kind of mesh well with each other. We also have I'm not with all the drama. Again, like it feels like they want you to know. It feels like they do attract a lot of drama. But they kind of just feel like it's a part of their life, like a part of, you know, I don't know, if their life, their lifestyle, something they're kind of used to. So we also have you are so strong, but you don't have to do this alone. So yeah, they do definitely find you incredibly strong. But they do feel like you are quite independent with it. They definitely maybe feel like you're kind of, you know, going at certain things alone. Let me see. And they want you to be able to rely on them. But that's like dependent on you maybe wanting to relinquish that control. You know, even with this bless your heart card, like reach out for emotional and spiritual support. Maybe that's something they hope happens between the both of you, where you do feel comfortable enough to reach out to them for support. And finally, we have you are so sexy. Okay. So yeah, that's another thing they feel about you. They definitely feel like you're very attractive, very sexy. Okay. But anyways, that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could resonate and be helpful, but I'm wishing you the best. Okay, take care. Bye. Hey, welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the third group, the Rainbow Moonstone, and this reading is for you. So what do they say about you? And then we will look at some messages towards the end, or, you know, their thoughts, feelings, whatever comes out, all right? So starting off with your tarot cards, we have the Ten of Cups, and we also have the World in reverse. Both things that should be a completion, but they're in reverse. Okay, let's see. So what do they say about you? So it feels like they say how there is a lot going on between the two of you. They say that there are issues, maybe between your families, maybe even between like friend groups. It feels like some of their people may have taken issue with you, and some of your people may have taken issue with them. But it just feels like there's this conflict on both sides, and yeah. But it just feels like they kind of mentioned that emotions run quite high in your relationship. And it could be right now as opposed to all the time. But for some of you, it could be something that's like quite consistent in your relationship. You both being emotional or, you know, reactive. But it feels like they say that right now, or in general, that your relationship doesn't have a lot of support, whether this be from friends or family, or it just kind of seems like the odds are just not in your favor in that perspective. They do also mention that there are a lot of onlookers when it comes to your relationship. Like there's a lot of eyes on your relationship. Yeah, and maybe like not even positive attention as well. Like they could feel like your relationship is getting a lot of negative attention. But yeah, they say that you are not happy with them and that there's a lot of gossip about you. They may not even take this gossip seriously, but they do realize like not only are there a lot of onlookers when it comes to your relationship, but there's a lot of talk and a lot of gossip about your relationship as well, but about you as well specifically. They tell people that you both kind of clash, but they may actually tell people that you two clashing kind of keeps things interesting as well. Oh, excuse me. They do think and say that people are bullying you or kind of treating you unfairly. They definitely don't like how other people are treating you. And they do mention that to someone, maybe even a few people. Um, so they say that you either aren't supportive of them currently, or they feel like you wouldn't be supportive of them. They also mention that maybe your family life is a bit messed up in their perspective, or something that they know for sure. Like maybe you've told them, or they've witnessed it. But yeah, they tell them that it's difficult for you both to make each other happy, or that's something that they're kind of worried about, especially considering maybe how you guys started, or, just, certain things that you could be going through now. They say that you either do already or would have an unstable relationship, very much like make up and break up kind of vibe. I hate you, I love you. Maybe it's already like that, or they kind of feel like it's kind of headed in that direction. So for some of you, they feel like maybe you've let them go, like you've already let them go, but it feels like they're not ready to let you go, or they haven't, just straight up, like they haven't let you go. But yeah, they say that you both are in an unhealthy environment, or that you were, and it may be difficult to accept, or work past like the differences between you both. They mentioned that there is definitely unfinished business between the two of you. Um, and if they have met some of your family or friends, they say that they feel unwelcomed by them. They say that you both disagree, maybe not all the time, but on some fundamental things, some core values or core beliefs. They say that you guys disagree on that. But they tell them that you both, I don't know, they say that you're refusing to let go of something. It doesn't really feel like it's maybe them. Is it something that happened? This could be referring to something that's happened, whereas they're kind of refusing to let go of you. And this could be refusing or just finding it difficult. So they also mentioned that you both aren't able to fully celebrate each other, maybe your relationship or something specific. So yeah, they tell them that your relationship has been delayed or is delayed. Maybe something specific in your relationship is delayed, whether that be for like forgiveness, or yeah, maybe just putting an end to something negative, moving forward in a positive way. And they also say that they may be a burden to you, or they feel like they're a burden to you, or would be a burden to you, or were. Well, yeah, they do talk about how they want to move forward with you. But they may say that you're not really having it when it comes to moving forward. But yeah, let's see what else we have. So we have guide following the footprints of greatness. So this is what they feel like you're doing. They feel like you're trying to move forward in a positive way. Maybe they feel like you're trying to follow good advice, good wisdom, whether that's your own or someone else's. And that wisdom, in their perspective, do they feel like is they feel like it's, you know, kind of pushing you maybe further away from them. Yeah, but they definitely say or feel like you are. Do they say this? So this is more something they feel as opposed to something they say, but that there is, I can't remember what I was gonna say. That you are trying to make better decisions. So we also have animal, embrace your wild side. So they say that you have either embraced your wild side already or that you're just quite a wild person. Do you say you're a wild person? No, this feels like more so something you're embracing. This could be more something like they think you're embracing it, especially if they're not in your life. They don't really know for sure. But in their perspective and maybe what they see from a distance, they kind of realize that you are embracing your wild side more, like maybe embracing yourself more or embracing different parts of yourself more. It doesn't have to be a wild side though. So we have celebrate life. Didn't that message come out earlier? Something about a celebration. So it feels like they do hope that you both can celebrate, you know, with that Six of Cups, maybe celebrate overcoming, you know, things that happened in the past, the tower upright. Maybe they feel like, you know, kind of ready to let things go, let what happened, the past between you both crumble and, you know, maybe celebrate, you know, working and finding a way forward and rebuilding a relationship or a connection. Um, But maybe they feel like you'll reach certain milestones and you know you'll be celebrating certain things in your life without them. This could be something they're worried about. So we also have wellness, the recovery of health and wellness is here. So yeah, they definitely feel like you're recovering and you know whether this be emotionally, mentally, in relation to the past, physically, even health wise. But they do feel like you are recovering. They do feel like you are healing. And we also have forgiveness heals. What does this say? It says time to release repressed anger as it's blocking your health and happiness. So yeah, they definitely feel like you're not trying to be, you know, you're not trying to block your health, you're not trying to block your happiness anymore, or maybe specifically when it comes to them. They don't necessarily feel like you've forgiven them. They hope you will, though. They, you know, they could feel like you are maybe still angry at them or holding on to certain things that happen between you both, and they hope that you are able to release it. Do you have more from this? Maybe they feel like if you both were to find forgiveness with each other, that it will mend and heal things between you both. So we have let's fly away, would you fly away with me? So this doesn't necessarily feel like physically moving, but this does feel like exploring something with them. And you know, again, like if things have been quite stagnant between you both, it feels like they want to see if you're willing to explore something with them. Maybe even hear them out, you know? So we also have shadow work. So they definitely feel like you want them to work on themselves, like work on certain things that they may know that you feel is like negative about them, it doesn't really feel like they see what you see, but they do, they may not even make any changes in regards to that, but they definitely realize or know that you want them to change in certain ways. So we also have a want to feel your skin against my own. So they definitely want to be closer to you. Yeah, they definitely want to be around you more. We also have I'm worried you don't feel the same. Yeah, they definitely think you don't feel the same way as they do. Like they could feel like you aren't really as dedicated as they are into fixing things, finding forgiveness. So we also have kiss my ass. Like they could feel like that's how you perceive things or that's how you feel about them. Yeah, they could definitely feel like that's the kind of attitude you have when it comes to them. We also have opportunists. So they may actually feel like you want them to be like grow up a bit more or just be more mature about certain things. Like you want them to be more proactive. Like take advantage of, certain opportunities that can or have been made available to them. Like they could feel like you want them to be more proactive when it comes to those opportunities. So we also have our cry sometimes. So they definitely feel incredibly emotional when it comes to you and when it comes to the relationship that they have with you. And it feels like they want you to know that they do feel quite emotional. So we also have bitter. This doesn't feel like they feel bitter or even you feel bitter right now, but it does feel like maybe they want you to feel that way. No. They could feel like there's something specific that you still feel a bit salty about, or that still leaves a kind of distaste in your mouth. So we also have opposites attract. So they feel like you're not trying to like attract someone who's opposite from you. Like they feel like you are trying to attract people or a specific person who is more aligned with you, who's more similar to you. We also have don't take it personal. Like if this person has been trying to get a reaction from you, they feel like you're not taking it personally. Like they feel like you're kind of letting certain things roll off your back. Maybe in the past you wouldn't have, but right now they feel like you aren't really taking certain things that they do personally anymore. And we also have I'm not sure. So for some of you, they do think you feel unsure about having an emotional connection with them. Like maybe even down the line. But anyways, that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could resonate and be helpful. But I wish you the best, alright? Take care of yourselves. Hey, if you've chosen the fourth group, the amethyst, and this reading is for you, the person on your mind. What do they say about you? And then towards the end, how do they feel about you? What are they thinking? Any other messages, okay? So we'll start off with your tarot cards. What do they say about you? So we have Six of Wands and we also have the Magician in reverse. So they do mention that you are quite fiery. For some of you, they could find it like a wee bit intimidating with that Queen of Wands and then the Emperor coming out to clarify. Like they could find it a bit intimidating, especially if you seem like very sure of yourself, or I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. It doesn't really feel like you're seen as quite serious. For some of you, you could be at certain times, but there is this energy about you that is quite intimidating. So they also mentioned that either they're currently loyal towards you or that they would be loyal towards you. You know, even if, you know, things haven't really progressed that way in your relationship, they do feel a certain sense of loyalty towards you. But they also mention how driven you are or how driven you seem. They actually feel like you're very driven, actually. And they talk about how much they admire you and they feel like you have a ton of sex appeal. And this could be appeal in other ways too. Like there's something about you that kind of draws people in, and that was clarified by the sun. So there's something about you that is quite fiery, that is quite bold, that is quite intriguing and kind of just draws people in. A lot of fire energy as well, like especially with that Queen of Wands and the Emperor that came out earlier, the Magician, Six of Wands, like a lot of fire energy. So yeah, they could see you in that light. So they also say that they do feel quite confident in you, whether you are already with them or not, or there's that kind of potential there. Yeah, that's what they say, that there is a lot of potential between the both of you. And they do tell them that they want a successful outcome with you. They say that you deserve a lot of praise, maybe respect even, uh, and that you're super hardworking. They mention that they want to like feed it into your confidence. They want to boost your confidence. They want to give you your flowers. Like, okay, like you're doing great in a certain, aspect of your life. I want to be vocal about how great you're doing and like kind of tell you or reassure you that I feel confident in you. They think you're awesome, but they may not actually say this that much. Or they may say it in like a way where they kind of downplay how awesome they actually find you. So they also tell someone that they would like you to see them as strong. For some of you, maybe they feel like you already do, and that's something that they mention. So they could also say that you're quite famous or well known. Um, Maybe you have a lot of eyes on you. Maybe you have a lot of followers, even like maybe social media. It could be in real life. Like if this is someone you work with, maybe you kind of like get along or are able to communicate with a lot of different people in your line of work. It could be in other ways too, but they do feel like you are quite popular. But yeah, they tell them that you've kind of won them over and they want to give you more attention or recognition. They love your confidence as well, which is another thing they talk about. They say that they like you a lot and they have high hopes for sure. They do mention how proud they are of you. So they say that you do a lot of good, or you at least try to do a lot of good, whether this is referring to them, a specific person, or a few different kind of people. Sorry, a few different people, kind of people, what does that mean? But it does feel like they kind of want you to put them on more of a pedestal, though, which they do mention. I think I may have said that already or not. I don't know. But yeah, they really like when you look at them, give them attention, like making them feel like they stand out. You know, whether this be in small ways or in big ways. They also mention that there are a lot of people who put you on a pedestal. They say that you deserve a reward for something. This could be something you're currently doing, though. They do say that they want to be able to kind of get their own way with you. They also mention that it does seem like you have a lot of self respect. They may actually mention to someone that they could be planning on being dishonest with you. It just feels like they want you to maybe see them in a better or positive light. So maybe gonna embellish a little bit or just not be completely honest with you. But they do say that you kind of like inspire them to use their talents more. They also mention that they want you to be more controlling of them too. But they do feel like there is a lot of untapped energy and potential here between the two of you. But they don't know what you're thinking. Maybe you aren't very transparent when it comes to that sort of stuff, and that's what they say. And they also feel like they need to be more logical with you. They may feel slightly powerless when it comes to you or like around you. Okay, so we have Mountain Hill. So they could feel like there is this mountain, this hill that you are maybe climbing right now. Again, like with that Six of Wands, it could be in terms of your ambition. Maybe you're very driven, whether it's career driven. But yeah, they do feel like. So it says reach your goals, so they could literally feel like you are focused on reaching certain goals. But at the same time, like they have certain goals that they have in their mind or that they've been vocal about when it comes to you, and they're trying to reach those goals too. So we have school. Examine your beliefs about being tested. So they actually feel like you're very intelligent. They may feel like you value an intellectual relationship, like you value the communication, not only with romantic partners or them, it could be in, all aspects of your life. So we also have Heart of the Matter. So it feels like they want to stop hiding certain things between you. So if there isn't a lot of clarity between you both, maybe in terms of how they feel about you, it feels like they definitely want the opportunity, or they kind of want things to be more open between you both moving forward. They may feel like certain things are more on your term, or it would have to be more like done more so on your terms. So we also have be gentle with yourself. You've been through a lot and you need time to heal and recover. So they could feel like you're healing and recovering. Maybe they do feel like you've been through a lot, whether this is just a lot of stress or whether this is like actual like trauma and stuff. Wait, let me see something. So they feel like they need to actually treat you gently. Gently, is that even a word? They feel like they need to treat you gently. And we also have progress, not perfection. Don't compare yourself to others or judge yourself. Instead, focus on how far you've come and everything that you've learned. So they could compare themselves to other people quite a lot. Maybe they compare themselves to you. Um, see. But they do realize that they need to stop comparing themselves. They could actually feel like you're the one that's judging them, even if this is something that they've kind of like perceived and kind of made up in their own mind. But again, like that's where that intimidation comes from again. Like, yeah, they could feel like, I don't know, it doesn't really feel like they think you compare them to other people, but they definitely feel like, I don't know, that you could be or perceive yourself as above them in certain ways. So we have you impress me more and more each day. So yeah, I feel like that message came out earlier with the Six of Wands, didn't it? And that was clarified by the Ace of Cups. Like they definitely have a lot of love, affection, and care for you. They feel, they do feel like you impress them more and more, like you inspire them as well. It's like the more they find out about you, that was like I picked that up on the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. So it feels like, yeah, the more they find out about you, the more they move forward with you, the more impressed they are. So we also have why so serious. So they may not feel like you're quite a serious person in general, like you just run around with like mean mugging or, you know, but maybe when it comes to them, they feel like you are quite serious. Again, like that could be where that intimidation factor comes from. Um, and they don't necessarily want you to stop being serious or anything like that, but it feels like they want more openness. So it's like, even if you do come across as serious, I'll know in my own peace of mind that you're not actually serious, that your face is just like that, or you're thinking about X, Y, and Z. Like, you're not actually serious when it comes to me. So we have strip. So this whole strip, this is definitely in terms of vulnerabilities as opposed to physically stripping. They definitely, it feels like they want you to kind of, I don't know if it's being more open, like they definitely want there to be more vulnerableness between you both. Vulnerability, yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, they want there to be more vulnerability. So it feels like they want to talk to you more at night as well. So much fire energy. They do find you super attractive though, super independent as well. Two queens. Anyways. But yeah, they do want to talk to you more at night. Maybe they feel like at night we can have some more open conversations. They definitely want to talk to you more. They want for there to be more conversations, deeper conversations even. So we have dreamer. So I feel like they've been dreaming about you actually. Daydreaming, but also like actually dreaming about you. We also have just friends. So they may feel like you only want friendship right now, again, depending on who you're asking about. They definitely want to be more than just your friend. Yeah, but they feel like that's what you want. So we have wild thoughts. So they have a lot of wild thoughts about you for sure. Like they definitely have a lot of late night thoughts about you. You also have I loved you too much. So they definitely feel like they had a lot of feelings for you. They still have a lot of feelings for you. But it feels like right now they may not be 100% sure on what to do with it, especially if they're kind of getting the vibe that you just want to be friends or that you're not too focused on commitments right now. We also have you were better than I was ready for. So they feel like that you were better than they were ready. Yeah, you were better than they were ready for. But it almost feels like maybe I wasn't really planning on meeting someone like you that makes me feel, how you make me feel. So yeah, maybe you were kind of like unexpected. We also have it's too late to say sorry. So they feel like you both maybe aren't the forgiving type. Maybe they feel like you both, um, yeah, aren't very forgiving. For some of you, maybe they do feel like it's either too late to apologize to you or too late to say something to you. Maybe they feel like they were too patient or too much time has gone by. We also have I'm not the forgiving kind of person. Yeah, they feel like you both have that energy where you aren't very forgiving or wouldn't be very forgiving if certain things or certain lines were to be crossed. And finally, we have I masturbate to the thought of you. So yeah, they definitely have a lot of sexy thoughts about you that get them feeling a bit ornery. Okay, and I'm gonna leave it at that. But anyways, that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could be helpful, resonate. But I'm wishing you the best. All right, take care.